Wow. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. The Santa Maria here, and today we are doing a dedicated fragrance review. Yes, I know the L's love these. We're doing a dedicated fragrance review. This is a house that I'm noticing has been getting more traction as of late. I personally discovered this house last year, but today I'm finally ready to do a full dedicated review on the fragrance that made me even care about this house. And we are talking about none other than from the house of MIZENSIR, and this is For Your Love. Yes, For Your Love. This fragrance has popped up on many of my lists, from Valentine's Day lists to most complimented fragrances of last year. It's been a part of that list, but today we're gonna give it its full breakdown dedicated review because, oh yeah, the elves, y'all have emailed me, DM'd me, and flat asked me about this fragrance, so I do listen, and here we are. But before we do that, elves, you know what we must do. First, lipstick of the day. Today we're giving Neutral Glam today. So I went with an oldie but goodie, my favorite nude lipstick that's like concealer lips, meaning like your skin tone but in a lipstick form. This is MAC Yash. Check that out. I'm so glad they made Yash permanent because I was hoarding this color until they made it permanent, because at first it was limited edition and we know how they can be. But MAC Yash is your lipstick of the day. It'll be linked below as always. And I do have a gloss on top because I know my elves, y'all been asking about these glosses lately, and I've been putting them in the description box. But today I'm gonna highlight it. The gloss is from Juvia's Place. Check that out. This is the Caramel Rose, part of their permanent regular line of glosses that I have over it. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and as always, it'll be in the description box. Next up, we have fragrance of the day, and we are keeping it in the bougie niche world, and this is a fragrance that just perfectly fits the gloomy, rainy mood that is today, and I am talking about none other than BDK's Gris Charnel. I've missed you, but I needed a moody day for it, and today was that. So Gris Charnel from the house of BDK is your fragrance of the day. So without further ado, let's get into this dedicated review of MIZENSIR's For Your Love. As always, when it comes to dedicated fragrance reviews, I rate fragrances by 4 categories. The first category is mood, and that is literally how does this fragrance make me feel? Where am I wearing it to? What vibe is it giving? Second category is strength, and that is on a scale of 1 to 10, with 1 being, ooh, that's a pretty bottle, but ain't nothing but water inside, to 10 being nuclear juice, I don't have to scrub to get off. Third category is longevity, very important category, and that is how many hours long lasted is this fragrance on the person, skin, fabric, all of the above, we talk about it there. And the final category, which is very, very important when it comes to fragrance shopping and what have you, is this a compliment getting fragrance? Yes or no? We talk about it there. So without further ado, let's get into the details of this fragrance. For context, I first discovered this fragrance a whole calendar year ago. I received a sample of MIZENSIR's For Your Love in another fragrance purchase that I did, probably a niche fragrance purchase. It just makes sense. That's normally how that goes. And I was like, oh, okay, I never heard of this brand, but I'll hold on to it. I have a sample jar at the time. Now it's a drawer. My times have changed. And I just tossed it in there. Then one day I was like, I'm over my collection, but I want to try to play with something new instead of like just buying something, because we don't want to do that as much. I said, no, I want to reach into my sample jar and maybe I'll discover something. Literally, that's what happened. I discovered MIZENSIR's For Your Love, fell in love with it, used the sample up, and then a whole 5 months later, the full bottle arrived. So that's the backstory. So for more information on this fragrance, let's get into it. This fragrance, you all, is not new. It was released in 2019. Yeah, 2019. It seems like a totally different lifetime and world ago. It technically is. So this is not a new fragrance. And another thing I realized in researching this fragrance, as well as when I first fell in love with it, is that this fragrance is made by my absolute favorite perfumer. And that's something too, as you get deeper into your fragrance journey, you start to pay attention to who the perfumer is, and you start to see a pattern in certain fragrances that you like, and you're like, wait a minute, this person made another fragrance I like, this person made another fragrance I like. And for me, it's Alberto Morillas. That is the founder and creator of this brand. He came out with his own brand, MIZENSIR. And when I found out about him, I was like, literally 2 of the fragrances I have purchased the most in my life were made by him. Omnia Crystalline and Daisy. The original Daisy, he made both of those, and I've owned countless bottles of both. So I like his scent profile. He does the airy, fresh thing very well. So that's kind of his vibe, and I love that. So that's the thing about him. So now let's get into the notes with this fragrance, y'all. So the notes in MIZENSIR's For Your Love are, we have top notes of raspberry and exaltone, which is a molecular musk note. Then we have heart notes of cachalox, which is a woody amber accord, because that's a synthetic note. Then base notes, we have our benzoin essence and patchouli heart. So those are the notes, you know, just to be technical, which is fine, but we'll get into what it really gives. The other thing, this fragrance only comes in one size. This is the box for the fragrance. Pretty rather, you know, very minimalistic, by the way, which the bottles are very minimalistic. It only comes in 100 ml, 3.34 ounce size, and this is an eau de parfum concentration for those that may want to know. It has the seal of the brand on the top, and it has the creator founder signature on the back of it. Now, most importantly, let's talk about these bottles. The bottles are so aesthetically pleasing, very minimalistic. I love this. Very, very nice. And I love how when you see a collection of his bottles, particularly like on his IG page for MIZENSIR, they're lined up so nice. They're so pretty. I remember when I visited a MIZENSIR counter on Neiman Marcus, it just looks so pleasing. It makes you want to get everything and you haven't even smelled nothing. So kudos for the design of the bottles. Very, very elegant, very, very chic. I like it. And of course the name is across the front, For Your Love. So when you do decide, if you do decide to get more than one, you can actually tell which is which. So that is the full size. Now the formal write-up of this fragrance is very, very nice. And I actually am going to share it. Intimate and enchanting, For Your Love captures the olfactory sensations of a passionate kiss with the strangely human scent of exaltone, notes of raspberry, and the carnal pleasure of cachalox. The fragrance replicates the closeness of skin, the classic powdery scent of makeup, and the warm musk of the neck that lovers inhale when locked in an embrace. Oh, okay. Benzoin and patchouli heart bring depth and the warmth of the flushed cheeks to the base. The result is a fragrance as soft and sensual as a caress. This unforgettable blend is about taking risk and getting lost in the moment. Okay, I'm here for all of that. Let's spray this fragrance because I want to feel all these emotions that this fragrance is supposed to give all over again. Let's just talk about it. Atomizer is very nice. A lot of product does come out. It's a nice, strong blast, that's for sure. Whew. It is in the air. It is in the air. Don't let this clean girl aesthetic, for all my people that's on TikTok, don't let this clean girl aesthetic fool you. This scent is, yeah. Oh, it's in the air, it's potent. So now let's get into the rating system mood of this fragrance, y'all. Let me smell it to get into it. This is definitely, I get the raspberry, I get the woodiness, and there's an airiness about this fragrance. I like it, and definitely that musk in here. Definitely that musk. So I get all of the notes, but mainly, like I said, raspberry, woodiness, and airiness for sure. That's what I get out of this. So now the mood of this fragrance, I love this. Straight up, this is signature scent worthy. That is the mood of this. This is effortless. This is year round. You can throw this on when you're rushing. You only have 10 minutes to get out the door and you need something that's just gonna work. Spray this on. This is a signature scent fragrance. Period. That's what this is. It's just, it's beautiful without trying too hard. And I love that about this scent. That's why I fell in love with it when I had that unexpected sample of it. I was like, this is just easy and it just works, but it's still beautiful. Very nice. It's not overpowering, but it still packs a punch. It's really amazing how he did this. Alberto, you know what you're doing. This is fabulous. Now let's talk about the strength. Again, even with the airiness vibe and all of that, For Your Love being a romantic scent and all of that, this scent packs a punch. Believe it or not, this starts as a 7, but if you wear it on the skin as it warms up, it actually gets stronger as you wear it. So it goes from a 7 to an 8. I don't know how that is possible. Most fragrances kind of like die down once you put them on the skin after a while. No, this one actually turns up. And don't let it be over 70 degrees outside and you decide to maybe sweat a little bit. If the sun is shining on you, oh, this gets real thick. Real thick. Just don't let this bottle and aesthetic fool you. This is some powerful, airy but beautiful juice. I'm still fascinated on how they did this. Now let's talk about longevity. How many hours lasted is this fragrance? Well, let me tell you something. I have tested this fragrance for months now. I've had it going on, what's the 6 months for it's a full bottle size. Y'all, let me tell you something. This scent lasts over 10 hours. You can spray it on you. You can live your life, take your stuff off, you know, throw it in the laundry, whatever. Then when it's on laundry day and you go to wash your clothes and whatnot, you will still smell this scent ever so present on whatever you are wearing. This scent hugs fabric. It also hugs skin, but it really hugs fabric. Each time I wear this, it lasts all day without me having to top it off, touch up, what have you, no decant, none of that. This scent lasts. You truly get your money's worth. And speaking of money's worth, I realized I did not share that. The price of this fragrance now, when I got it back in 2022, it was $260. However, when I was doing research for this fragrance, I see they recently did a price increase. Yay, inflation. The new price now retails for $285. But alas, even with that, I gotta at least give it credit in that this scent actually lasts and you don't have to bathe in it to get the effect. Because I reach for this one pretty regularly and my dent isn't ridiculous because I don't have to overspray it to really get the effect. So I think it is actually worth the money. That's just my opinion. So now back to the rating system. More importantly, last category, you all. Is this a compliment getting fragrance? Absolutely. Absolutely. This is a scent that, again, it's so effortless and so everyday, but at the same time, it's also romantic at the same time. You can spray this on not thinking nothing of it, no going about your day, doing whatever you need to do, and you will be stopped for compliments. People will stop you, random people, head off comments whenever I wear this scent. It just works. It's so random. I don't care if I have on gym clothes or if I have on a going out dress. This scent always turns heads. So I think the name, it being romantic, it having like a carnal thing and the people being drawn to it, it's true. Very, very true. Men, women, whatever, everybody is drawn to this scent. Personally, on my skin, I love this. That's why it made the most complimented fragrance list. Like, this stuff is fire. Another thing, I have worn this fragrance in a lot of different settings. I have worn this as an airplane scent. I have worn this as a road trip scent, office scent, gym scent, you name it, and it gets the job done. It holds up to anything. In any scenario where you just want to smell good and you also want to turn heads, it does that as well. So highly pleased with this. This is a solid release from the house of MIZENSIR, and I'm glad this was my first introduction into the fragrance house. I have smelled other fragrances from the house, but this one's the one that still holds my heart the most. I plan to get other fragrances, but we'll see. I don't know. I might have to do some more sampling before I make that decision. We'll see. Oh, and one last thing. I gotta address this elephant in the room. People try to compare this one to Baccarat. You know, Baccarat Rouge 540, the fragrance that blew up all over everywhere, even though it had been out for years before it blew up on social media. It's funny how that works with fragrance. I don't know why. It's like the whole thing. But this is nowhere near Baccarat. The thing is, people tend to compare everything that has an airy quality about it, fruity or sweet airy quality about it, to Baccarat. That is not the case. Baccarat is its own fragrance. We're not shaming it, but let Baccarat live and have its own lane. MIZENSIR For Your Love holds its own, is doing its complete own thing. And I highly recommend, if you like that profile of an airiness, sweetness, getting that raspberry note in here, that musk, if you like that type of vibe, then I think you will like this scent. Definitely get your nose on it. Again, I had a sample of it. They offer samples on their website, on their official website, so you can definitely check it out. And I do love that they offer, you know, samples. You don't have to just buy a full bottle, because let's be real, ain't nobody trying to just blind buy a basically $300 bottle of fragrance right now. So kudos to them for offering samples as well, because hey, that's how I discovered it, you know, sampling. So that is my full dedicated review on this fragrance, For Your Love. I have noticed that this fragrance is getting more hype as of late, which is interesting, but straight up, it's worth it. I think it's worth it. I think it's amazing. And I will continue to wear this one. I know for sure by the end of the year, my dent will definitely be much lower than what it is now, because yeah, I've been rocking with this scent for a good few months now, and I'm here for it. So let me know what you think about For Your Love. Els, have you smelled this fragrance? Have you smelled any other fragrances from the house of MIZENSIR? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. But yeah, I think it's a solid release. Solid signature scent for sure, because I know people might be looking for a signature scent as we go into the springtime. Definitely check this fragrance out. But until next time, Els, I will catch you on the next video. Bye, y'all.